Good morning, children. Good morning to all. We are discussing how the human relations are in the society. We learn in A part how the relation between the mother and the son, and B part also same content related, that type of only what is the relation between the mother and the son, how the poet recognized his mother. Is it right? Okay, in the C part, here one of the friend, Ramesh, was writing a letter to Suresh. So, in this letter, what he is saying? He is apologizing first, not meeting the friend. When did he come to visit the Hyderabad? Because Ramesh has the important meeting in his office. So, he is remembering all those things, childhood things, how they enjoyed, how they entertained, and how did they play, how did they listen to fairy stories, how did they go and swim in the local tank on Sundays. These all about the tour, about the picnic, these are all things he remembered once again in this letter. By this letter, he expressed it to his friend. So, here, I remember sometimes I think of our childhood days, I think of grandparents, uncles, brothers, sisters. Sometimes I think of our childhood friends. Who are those friends? When they are studying in the school, how did they spend their time in the school? And after the school, how did they enjoy? And grandparents, how did they look after them? These are all things, siblings, relatives. What is the relationship was there among them? So, what is the difference between a letter to a friend? What is the difference between and among? Here, between means two members. More than two. When two persons are there, we should use between. More than two persons are there means we should use among. So here, siblings, relatives, number are there. That's why among. So, what was the relationship among that siblings, friends, relatives, etc.? He was remembering all the things. We missed them. We missed the joy of the family. We missed their company. We missing many things in the busy life. We missing many things in the busy life. Because while they are living in Hyderabad, it is we know very well, that is a biggest city. In that city, everyone should do their work themselves. There is no time to spend each other in their family only. Their child also, they live in the baby care center. So, whatever they are living the apartment, it is individual. There is no space, there is no garden to play. Anything is not there. They have to stay inside only. So that's why he was feeling very bad, because there is no one to share his feelings and happiness and joy. So whatever the company and joy is there, he missed. He is sharing with his friend. Suresh, I don't know when those gardens have gone. Where those gardens have gone. Those fairy tales, those fruit, those words of love and affection. We have lost our real life in this unreal world. Where those days, where those gardens, where those fruit, where those relationships, whatever, the joy, everything we lost. Real life, that is the real life. Love and affection is there. If anyone gets any plight situation means we should share and we should we should express our feelings with them and we help them. But nowadays, never should not take care anyone. So here also, in this unreal world, we are losing everything here. So, where are those days here? Anyhow, I am happy that I have found time to write to you. Please come to me. Let's remember our childhood days of joy. Yours lovingly friend, Ramesh. Here what he is saying. Yes, now I have the time to write a letter to you. I have a time, I got a time to write a letter to you, and it is a great opportunity for me to share these childhood memories with you. So, yours lovingly friend, Ramesh. He is saying, he is asking the friend, if you have time, come with me and we will spend together, because whatever they lost, those days are very affectionate and love and affectionate days. So that's why he is asking once again, they have to spend in the same way. So this is the letter. Who is writing here? Ramesh. To whom he is writing? Suresh. So what about the letter? So he is comparing this life, whatever the olden days, early days are there, whatever the childhood days, how did they spend, how now they are spending, what is the situation, what is this unreal world, because they are busy, they are very busy with their work. So this is he is compared here like their childhood days to whatever they are spending now. Okay children, now already here first started one, when somebody came like conjunctions, we know very well. Who, which, what, where, when. What are these? What are these now? Yeah, good only. But here one thing remember, when we use them for asking purpose, when we are using asking purpose means making a question, when do we use as a pronoun in the subject place, they are called the interrogative pronouns, because of we are using here for asking purpose. Asking means questioning. So they are the interrogation. Question means nothing but interrogation. So they are the interrogative pronouns. But when we use them for joining purpose, two sentences are there. We want to combine that both sentences. So we use them as a conjunction. They are called the relative pronouns. Relative pronouns. Joining purpose as a conjunction. When do we use them as a conjunction? They are called the relative pronouns, because they will express what is the relation between that two sentences. They are the relative pronouns. I understand. When do we use them for asking purpose? They are the interrogative pronouns. When we use them for joining purpose as a conjunction, they are called the relative pronouns. Let us see how we use them. Here some of them. One thing, Mahatma Gandhi followed non-violence. He was loved by all. Here we have to join these both sentence by using who. I understand. This is one sentence. Mahatma Gandhi followed non-violence. He was loved by all. This is the second sentence. So first, what are the rules? What we have to? How do we join these sentences? What are the rules and regulations we have? Some logics we have here. First, you have to decide what is the first sentence, what is the next sentence. How do you identify what is first, what is next? How do you identify, ma? Yes, by the action, by the verb. By the verb it expresses what is the first action, what is the second action. First action we should say that is the first sentence. Where do we have the second action? That is the second sentence. First, what happened here? Mahatma Gandhi followed non-violence. First he did that work. Then after, he was loved by all. First, whatever he has done that, by that, people inspired and they started loving. So he was loved by all. This is the second sentence. First one is Mahatma Gandhi followed non-violence. This is the first action. What is the second action we have here? He was loved by all. This is the second action. Okay. Action. What is the first sentence? What is the second sentence? We declared. So next step. Second step. What is second one? What do we have the pronoun in the second sentence? We have to identify. So what do we have? He was loved by all. So this is the pronoun we have in the second sentence. We have pronouns he in the second sentence. So why was loved? Normally what do we have? Was, is, am, or there means V4 we should get. That is the continuation. But here verbs after we have V3 verb. So we have to identify that is the passive voice sentence. He was loved by all. By preposition is there. V3 verb is there. Here auxiliary, past auxiliary is there. He was loved by all. So this is the passive voice. For general clarification I am saying. Because followed is the V2 verb. This is the simple past tense. Here was loved by all. So this also past sentence only, but it is in the passive voice. So what is the second thing we have to identify? What is the pronoun we have in the second sentence? We have to identify. What is that? He. One thing you should remember, ma, we are using the relative pronoun. Relative pronoun. Pronoun only using. So whatever the pronoun we have already in the sentence, we have to remove it. What we have to do? First, we have to decide the first action, second action. Next, what we have to do? What is the pronoun we have in the second sentence? We have to identify. In the second sentence, he is the pronoun. And what is the third rule? We are going to combining these both sentences by using the relative pronoun. Means combining both sentences means as a single sentence we are framing. Is it right? As a single sentence we are framing by combining that both sentences. So there is no need of full stop. You have to remove that also. Only single full stop only we have to maintain. Because we are writing as a single sentence by combining these both sentences using the relative pronoun. So first one we have to decide the first action, second action. Second one, what do we have the pronoun in the second sentence? We have to identify. So third one, we have to remove that pronoun because we are using the relative pronoun. And fourth one, we are combining these both sentences as a single sentence. So we have to use only single full stop only. Whatever the full stop we have in middle of the sentences, we have to remove. Already removed. So what is the pronoun we are going to using here? What is the relative pronoun? Who. So this pronoun, fifth rule. What is this pronoun we have in the second sentence? What is the noun of this pronoun we have to identify from the first sentence? What do we have the noun for this pronoun in the first sentence? We have to identify. So this he belongs to This he belongs to Mahatma Gandhi. Am I right? What is the noun of that pronoun? Mahatma Gandhi. Is it right, ma? Okay. This is the antecedent of the sentence. What is this? Antecedent of the sentence. Because we are saying about the Mahatma Gandhi. Who is the subject? Main theme of these two sentences. What is the main theme of these two sentences? Is Mahatma Gandhi. We are saying about the Mahatma Gandhi. So this is the antecedent of the sentence. So this who we have to write besides the Mahatma Gandhi. So what is the answer? Mahatma Gandhi who followed non-violence was loved by all. So we removed this one, removed full stop, and we maintained only one full stop. So Mahatma Gandhi who followed non-violence was loved by all. Do you understand? Children? What is this? So where we used that relative pronoun? Besides the antecedent of the sentence. Besides the antecedent of the sentence. I understand. First two sentences are given and asked to join the both sentences by using the relative pronoun who. Mahatma Gandhi followed non-violence, first sentence. He was loved by all, second sentence. So here, first we have to identify the first action, second action. This is the first action, this is the second action. So in the second action, what do we have? The pronoun we have to identify and we have to remove it. What do we have? The noun. What is the noun of this pronoun? We have to identify from the first sentence. Mahatma Gandhi. So this is the antecedent of the sentence. We have to use relative pronoun besides the antecedent of the sentence. So this is the antecedent of the sentence. That's why I used besides this one. And we have to remove the full stop because we are writing as a single sentence. So end of the sentence only we have to maintain the full stop. Mahatma Gandhi who followed non-violence was loved by all. Okay, this is the answer. So next another sentence let us see. So here watch it. Pujita gave me a chocolate. It was very tasty. Here also we have two sentences. They asked to combine these both sentences by using the which relative pronoun. What is the first action? What is the second action? Our first rule. What is the first action? What is the second action? We have to identify. Pujita gave me a chocolate. It was very tasty. When do you feel it? It was tasty. When do you eat? Then only you will feel. Is it right? When do you eat? Then only you will feel. Here also, first in this one, first she gave a chocolate. After giving that, I ate and I felt it was tasty. So, what is the first action? Giving is the first action, no? So, Pujita gave me chocolate. So, this is the first sentence. What is the second sentence? It was very tasty. This is the second action. First action giving. Second action tasty. Was tasty. So, what do we have the pronoun in the second sentence? It. What do we have the pronoun in the second action? It. We have to round up. And full stop, middle of the sentence also we have to round up. By this, it we have to remove because it is the pronoun. Instead of this pronoun only we are using which. So, whatever the pronoun asked, we have to use only single pronoun. So already they asked to use which relative pronoun. So whatever the pronoun is already is there, we have to remove it. So it you have to round up. Now third one, what we have to identify? What is the noun of this it? We have to identify. It was very tasty. What was tasty? Chocolate. Is it right? Pujita tasty or chocolate tasty? Yes, obviously, chocolate is the tasty. So that is the antecedent of the sentence. Chocolate is the antecedent of the sentence. So we have to use relative pronoun besides the antecedent of the sentence. So here we have to use which. Okay. So Pujita gave me a chocolate which was very tasty. That is the right answer. So why we are not speaking about the Pujita? Whatever she has given that, we are speaking about that one. What is that? Chocolate. The chocolate was very tasty. She has given that. So we are not speaking about the Pujita. We are speaking about the chocolate. Our theme is the chocolate. So this is the antecedent of the sentence. We have to use which relative pronoun after the chocolate. So what is the answer? Pujita gave me a chocolate which was very tasty. Okay, right? Okay, right, ma? This is the answer. Do you understand how to combine the sentences by using who and which? Okay, right? Another one. Mahaprasthanam is a popular book it was written by Sri Sri. Who is Sri Sriram? Srirangam Srinivas. Yes, very good. So here Mahaprasthanam is a popular book. It was written by Sri Sri. Here also, what is the first, second action after? First, what do we have in the second sentence pronoun? It. Full stop also we have to write. First is Sri Sri only written. But what is now? We are reading that. It's popular. Now also is there. Present is there. Who was written past away, but also now what is the present situation is there. It is a popular one. So here it belongs to whom? Mahaprasthanam. So this is antecedent of the sentence. We have to use which besides the Mahaprasthanam. So how we have to write? Mahaprasthanam which is a popular book was written by Sri Sri. So, this like you have to combine the sentences by using the relative pronouns. Do you understand, children? What is the sentence, ma? If you constructive sentence, built a sentence, what do you need? A group of words. All they belong to parts of speech. When do we arrange them in proper way? When it gives complete sense of meaning. That is called a sentence. How many kinds of sentences we have? Okay, right? So, what are they? In previous classes also, you discussed. So, what are they? Assertive by declarative, interrogative, imperative, yes, exclamatory. Okay, right. So, first thing, how to change the assertive to negative, negative to interrogative. We learned, but once again I am saying, I am a teacher. How do you change this one into the negative? How do you change into the yes or no type question? Okay, right. So, I am a teacher, I am not a teacher, am I a teacher? Because negative, no, not, are there means they are the negative. Where do we keep that one? After the am. Where we have to bring the auxiliary in front of the subject, in end of the sentence, question mark if we maintain means that is the interrogative. Do you understand? I am a teacher, I am not a teacher, am I a teacher? I am a teacher, I am not a teacher, am I a teacher? Pronunciation and framing very important. Whatever the auxiliaries we have. Auxiliaries means helping verbs, supported verbs, be, forms, whatever may be. Names are, but number of names we have for them. But here, that auxiliaries, besides them, when do we keep no or not? They are the negative. When do we bring them in front of the subject and end of the sentence, if we use the question mark, they are the interrogative. In that also, yes or no type questions. Which type of questions are these? Yes or no type questions. How many types of questions we have? WH questions and yes or no type questions. How many questions we have? WH questions and yes or no questions. What is the difference in these both? WH and yes or no. Because am I a teacher if I ask, what do you say? Yes ma'am. Am I a doctor? No ma'am. So you will give the reply in one word, yes or no. So that's why they are the yes or no. Do you write your homework? Yes. Yes. Do you make noise? No. So you will give the reply by saying yes or no. That's why they are the yes or no questions. WH question. What are you doing there? What are you doing there? If I ask. Nothing ma'am. I am not. I am writing a note. I am listening your class. So you will give the reply in full sentence. That's why that is the difference between the WH question and yes or no type question. What is the difference ma? Yes or no type means you will give the reply by saying yes or no. When do we ask WH question? What are you doing? What is that? Where do you from? Means you will give the reply in full sentence. So that is the difference. Okay, right? So what is main here I am going to say means, what do we have the auxiliaries? Is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had. Observe here, this will express being of status. This express having of status. present tense helping verbs, past tense helping verbs. Present auxiliaries, past. These are the present helping verbs. These are the past helping verbs. These are the present helping verbs. This is the past helping verb. So what is the difference here? What are these? These auxiliaries never convey the action. So verbs only, helping verbs. I am a teacher means it's not any action. Helping verbs always express being of status and having of status. I am saying the difference between the helping verbs and the main verbs. Here, these are the helping verbs. What is the difference in these both? Main verbs means V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. Observe here. Write, wrote, written, writing. So what is this difference? Am, is, are. They never express any action. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. They express the action. Write, present tense. Wrote, past tense. Written, past participle. We use for the perfect tenses. V4, writing, continuation. To write. When to infinity is there, we should use V1. So these all are the actions. Action words. Eat, bring, buy, learn, teach. These all are the action words. So difference between the main verbs and the helping verbs. Helping verbs never convey the action. They will express only being of status, having of status. You are a student, for example. Did you do any action there? No. What you are, I said. You are a student. We are teachers. They are learning. They are learning means here that is the continuous tense or supported. Learning is the continuation, main verb. So, you are a student. I am a teacher. He is a principal. So here what they are, being of status. Next, have had. She had a bungalow. I have a car. They have new clothes. We have new books. So having a status. Have, had. Here they are expressing having a status. What I have. What I possessed, what I have. So, is, am are expressing, was, were expressing, being of status. So, they never express any action. Main verbs. I write a letter, you wrote a note. Notes is written by them. They are learning a poem. So, here main verbs always express action. What is going on? That is the difference between the auxiliary and main verb. Don't forget it because you will confuse what is the present, what is the past, what is the supporting verb, what is the main verb. When do we have clarity, then we should use in proper way. That's why. So, auxiliaries never convey the action, main verbs always express the action. Okay. Do you enjoy the sharing, no? For example, you have geometry box. Your sister needed it. You will share it? Will you give her? Very good. Okay. You have only one chapati. Someone else, they are very hungry, he is very hungry. For example, beggar came. Do you share it? Okay, nice, sharing is good thing, but no one give the whatever they had. A little is there means they never want to give to anyone. But sharing is important. By sharing we will get the satisfaction. We get the joy. So here now selfishness. I want to become a class first. That is one type of well manner only. But I only rich, I want to be rich. If you think means no one should not. That is the selfishness. Yes? Is it right? What is the difference in them? Competition is good, but selfishness is bad. Here we are learning about one of the person, selfish giant. The selfish giant. What is that? Because now author is comparing the selfishness as a giant, because we have to share what do we have. Who is the author of the story? Oscar Wilde. Who is the author? Oscar Wilde. He is the author. He was born on 16th October 1854, expired on 30th November 1900. He was an Irish writer and poet. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, he became one of the London's most popular playwrights in the early 1890s. So, he was become a popular playwright. Play means, do you know, dramas. That whatever the drama creator, he is a good author for that one. Today he is remembered for his epigrams and plays. Oscar Wilde is the best known for the novel The Picture of Dorian Gray and the play The Importance of Being Earnest. The Happy Prince and the Arthur Tales is the collection of the children's stories. What are the children's stories, ma? The Happy Prince and Arthur Tales. His children's collection, that one. Gray and his popular novels, The Picture of the Dorian Gray and the play The Importance of Being Earnest. These are the good plays, good novels. So, he is the author. Who was the author? Oscar Wilde. When he was born? He was born on 16th November 1854. When did he die? 30th November 1900. Okay. So, what is the story? Who is the giant? What happened? Let us see. By this story, what was expressing? By this story, what is author expecting? Because humanity. We have to maintain a humanity. When do we have humanity? Then only we should call human beings. Humans. Humans are having humanity, that's why they are called humans. Here, nowadays, are we seeing that quality? No, not at all. So that's why by this story, author expecting the humanity among the people. So our unit name is humanity. Our unit name is humanity. Our lesson name is, our A part reading, the selfish giant. So here, old giant, the giant refer to the same character. So here they have given the old giant, but both are the same character only, single character. The giant is a selfish character, whereas old giant is a changed and kind character. So here, giant, he is a selfish character. The old giant means who is changed. So about that one, an old giant addresses the audience directly. Here it's a play, it's a drama. So who are introducing himself? The old giant introducing himself. So, here directly the giant is introducing himself. What is the introduction? Let us see. The action plays about behind him as he describes it. So here behind that, first he was the introduction of the word giant. I once roamed a large lovely garden with a soft green grass. What he possessed? One lovely garden with the grass and with the lovely beautiful soft green grass it had. So here and there over the grass stood beautiful flowers like stars on the grass. If you observe, when you go out, small grass is there, means on the grass they have the little flowers like little flowers should be. Like on the grass we will observe the little flowers. Little flowers should be. So they ask like how the little flowers like stars. They are like stars. So watching of that one, it is very wonderful scene. And they were 12 peach trees that in springtime broke out into the delicate blossoms of pink and pearl in the autumn bore rich fruit. In the spring season, they will give the flowers. In the autumn season, rich fruit, it forms rich fruit. So here, how many peach trees are there? 12 peach trees. In that garden, I possessed 12 peach trees. 12 peach trees. 12 peach trees. So, in spring season, they will blossom, means flowers they will give. In autumn season, delicate blossoms of pink and pearl. Which color? Which color? Pink and pearl. Color? Flowers. In autumn season, fruits, rich fruits. So, spring season, I possessed a lovely garden. It was filled with a green grass, soft green grass. On the grass, that flowers will stand like a stars in that. It is so beautiful. I possessed 12 peach trees in my garden, and they will blossom, broke out in the blossoms of pink and pearl flowers in the spring season. In autumn season, they turn into rich fruits. So, the birds sat on the trees and sang so sweetly that the children used to stop their games in order to listen to them. So, if beautiful scenery is there, spring autumn season means everywhere greenish, only greenish, no? Do you enjoy that? Yes, we enjoy very lot. Here also that by seeing of that one, who are the birds are sitting on that branches of the tree, they will sing very sweetly. That for listening of the songs, the children will stop their playing and they start to listen that birds singing. They enjoy listening. Who are that? Children who are playing in the garden. The children like to listen the singing of the birds. Every afternoon, as they were coming from school, the children used to go and play in my garden. But one day I came back. See, every day, children will go to school every day, and when do they return from the school? After coming from the school, they will come to the garden and they will play in my garden. In my particularly, because what is selfishness is there, watch here. He is saying particularly, in my garden. So one day I came back. That means before that he was not there in the garden. He went somewhere else. That's why the children are very lucky. They are without fear. They came to the garden and they played very well. they enjoyed a lot because there was no giant. He came back now. I had been to visit my friend the Cornish oaks and had stayed with him for 7 years. How many years? How many years did he go? He went 7 years. Where did he go? To meet his friend Cornish oak. Who is that? Cornish oak. Friend of the giant. So, how many years the giant went there? 7 years. He spent with his friend. He spent the time with his friend. How many years? 7 years. So, he went there. After the 7 years were over, I have said all that I had to say, and I determined to return to my own castle. Castle means building. Castle means building. So, after completing these 7 years, I would like to return to my place. So, I expressed my wish to my friend and said that, what is my determination, what is my wish? Returning to my castle. So, I said to my friend and I returned. When I arrived, I saw children playing in my garden. When I came to the garden, when I returned to my place, I saw all the children were playing in my garden. So, the giant, what are you doing here? Who shouted here? The giant. What did he say? What are you? The children ran away, seeing of the giant. If anyone came and scolded, what do? We scared. We scared and we run. We run. Is it right or not? If anyone scold us means, what do? We will get scaredness. I also scared. So here also the children scared a lot and they ran away. So remaining part of the lesson, let we learn, let we listen in next class. Okay ma? Thank you.